We're just a short few weeks away from the release of the Galaxy S26 series, and of course I will be covering the release, so be sure to subscribe if you guys want to see some early content. But in today's video, I want to talk about the S26 Ultra because there was one rumor, or basically all but confirmed, one huge thing that absolutely blew my mind, but another thing that unfortunately kind of disappointed me, and I think it'll disappoint you too. I love my S25 Ultra. I mean, even the screen itself, I haven't seen anyone copy it yet. The anti-reflectivity is just incredible. In fact, I consider it to be one of the best phones of 2025 because of how functional it is, but function can only go so far. The S25 Ultra still only has a 5000 milliamp hour battery, which stayed the same all the way from one of the Galaxy A phones from 2021. So yeah, Samsung, it's been a minute. We already see phones with a 10,000 milliamp hour battery and an average of even 7,000 milliamp hours. So for Samsung to really hit it out of the park, they need to increase their battery capacity. There were some rumors that, it was apparently going to go up from 5,000 to 5,200. However, as time got closer to the event and as more details kind of emerged from the depths, we kind of almost know that to not be the case. It looks like Samsung is going to be sticking with 5,000 milliamp hours for another year until they kind of, while they work on their battery tech, the solid state battery tech, which will be a complete game changer, but I still feel like that's a few years away, so we'll see. I just really hope that, Samsung really nails, and I mean really nails, the optimization in terms of the OS and the new chip to make that 5,000 milliamp hours go as long as possible. Because again, we have phones that are 7,000. I mean, look, I can't show you guys that phone. Almost just broke an NDA. But this phone I can show you guys, the OnePlus 15, 7,400 milliamp hours. Incredible. So, Samsung, I really wish you guys nail this. Now, one of the leaks that has, again, basically all but confirmed is the new addition of the built-in privacy screen. I was gonna say screen protector, but there's no protector on it. It's just the screen. Yeah, Samsung somehow figured out how they could block angles when looking at the phone. In other words, if you're looking at the phone, you can see the notifications, no problem. But if you look at the phone to the side, the notification little drop down will be completely black with no screen protector added. Furthermore, you could actually block the entire screen if you want. So not only is it based on the app that you're using, because you can also have it block out your passwords, but it also depends on what you want it to do. Do you want it to block out just the notification, or do you want it to block out the entire screen? This is how is that possible? I don't know what kind of magic Samsung is dealing with, but if you need help, blink twice. Another leak that's, again, basically all but confirmed is that the main camera is finally getting a nice upgrade, and this one's actually a big one. The main 200 megapixel sensor is going from f1.7 to f1.4. Now, in case you guys don't know what that means, let me show you what that means. So right now, my camera is on f1.4. Let me go ahead and put it to f1.7. Yeah, you see that? I think, right? You guys saw that? Boom. Yeah, look how much darker it got. So going from f1.7 to f1.4 might seem like not that big of a deal, but believe me, as you guys saw, it'll be incredible for low light. And again, I will be testing that out and putting it up against the iPhone. And of course the Pixel, and of course another phone that I can't talk about yet. So yeah, a lot of videos planned. Now I do see a lot of people being disappointed that they're using the same sensor, the ISOCELL HP2, and which by the way was on the S25 Ultra, and I believe even on the S24 Ultra. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Anyway, yeah, it's been a minute, right? But I'm kind of okay with that, because making a whole new sensor means you need a whole lot of R&D and a lot of tweaks to really make it good. I mean, for example, when iPhone released the first iPhone with the 48 megapixel sensor up from 12 megapixels, it took like 6 months of updates to really make the camera look good. But the HP2 sensor, or is it HB2 or P2? Let me look it up real quick. Okay, yeah, it is the HP2. Okay, well, I was right the first time. Anyway, yeah, that sensor has been basically tried and true, so for Samsung to continue improving on it, I don't see the big deal. I think that's a heck of a lot better than them making a whole new sensor without really testing it out and then letting us be the guinea pigs, and then what if it sucks? Like that's that'll end the career, right? But see, to make it even better, because it doesn't stop there, to make it even better, Ice Universe, one of like the best leakers of Samsung, I think he works there. I'm not sure. I just lied. He definitely doesn't work there, but it would be funny. Anyway, he stated that the S26 Ultra will now be able to shoot in 24 megapixel default, similar to iPhones. I mean, the S25 Ultra defaults to 12 megapixels, so this means you'll get much more detail on the S26 Ultra. And it also looks like Samsung is going to be competing against the iPhone's ProRes video feature by releasing their own called Advanced Professional Video. 12-bit video recording is a massive possibility, along with using LUTs to go ahead and easy color grade your video, all while being 20% more efficient in storage. Now, the design of the S26 Ultra looks pretty similar to the S25 Ultra, except a new camera bump layout, so you can say goodbye to the cheap looking camera rings on the S25 Ultra, and it seems that the edges are going to be slightly more round this year. Now, the colors look incredible, these new colors, and I don't know about you guys, but I have my eyes on that light blue color. I love it. I love subtle colors, which is funny because I just showed you guys my orange iPhone 17 Pro Max. But look, to be fair, I do regret getting that color. All right, so you guys know MagSafe, right? MagSafe, iPhones have it. Even the Pixel has MagSafe for the first time. I think this is the first Android phone that has magnets built in, so you can use MagSafe accessories, which are just, they're good, right? They're comfortable, they're convenient. You can put them anywhere in your car, on your nightstand, enjoy life, right? Well, it was rumored that the S26 Ultra, almost choked. Oh, no, I did choke. The S26 Ultra was supposed to get it, but it looks like not anymore. So I got my hopes up for nothing. From what the leaks on X are saying, the event should be taking place on Wednesday. Again, this is not confirmed, so I don't know, but it could be taking place Wednesday of the last week of this month, which I believe is the 26th, I think. Nope, I lied. It's going to be the 25th. So the 25th is when the Unpacked event should be happening. Again, I'm not sure. Which means that the phone release date should be like somewhere mid-March. And it's kind of interesting that Samsung pushed back the release date, because on the S25 Ultra, I think it released at the end of January. So pushing back the release date a whole, month and a half is kind of wild. That should mean Samsung is cooking up something good, hopefully. I mean, they could be running into problems, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be hopefully great. But again, if you guys do want early content of the S26 series, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. I make no BS tech reviews. I just say it how it is, and nothing will change that. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely click that like button. And tell me what you think of the upcoming S26. Like it? Hate it? What about the rumors? Do you believe them? Let me know down below in the comments. As always, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.